What's up? What's going on? What's the deal? Real quick, real quick, real quick. Get this shared out real fast. Yes, sir. Been MIA. Father's Day. You guys know. I already know how it goes. We got damn it. We kicking it, right? We kicking it. It is what it is. I got to get ready to go to work. Like not now, but right now. I didn't look at a lot today. I've been on the road, stuff like that. Ooh, don't have a picture up here. That's interesting. Don't have anything up there. Okay, that was interesting. Either way it go though, yeah. Yeah, I don't have much today. Glad to be back though. Glad to be back to getting to the money. Um, I just went on ahead and came over. I just went on ahead and looked over a few things and excuse me. I'm already know. I already know. You guys got some plays locked in. Uh, I'll just tell you some spots that I'm looking at, right? So, um, not a big fan. Well, first and foremost, this first game here, Cincinnati Reds and Pittsburgh Pirates. We got over under 8.5 in this spot. Um, Spears on the mound, and we got Skeens on the mound. You guys already know what the deal is with Skeens, uh, like his K's, all that, right? Um, I'll probably do a parlay or something like that today. It's most likely I already parlayed a few things up on ESPN bet. So, because I call some stale lines, whatever the case may be. Favorite team MLB is the Cubs. Uh, hey, yep, the Cubs. So, of course, let me see what their specials look like right here. Three up and three down in the first inning. Excuse me, plus 120. Go six up, six down, start the game, plus 380. Paul Skeens to go up nine up and nine down. Interesting. Those are interesting numbers and things like that. So we'll see, right? Um, Strikeouts, couldn't talk off his strikeouts. I got to a later number there. It was at a minus 150, so I didn't really pull the trigger yet. If I do, it's going to be the same. It's going to be a parlay pieces or maybe something like a two-legger on prize picks. Not doing a six-man today, even though I could, but some of these numbers are going to be inflated, especially the best that I like, they're going to be in course. But either way, I go from right here. I'm looking. I mean, I couldn't talk off the 1.5, 8.5 strikeouts if you want to get there. It's not too much value. So the minus 150, you have to go above that as of right now. I did parlay up. I did parlay up Paul Skeens pitching outs, and I parlayed that up over here with Sonny Gray's pitching outs. Right. So I'm gonna try to go ahead. I'm gonna try to go ahead and hit that as a parlay piece. Um, so I parlayed those up. I think it came out to like a plus 115 or something like that. Right now, you'll get it as a plus 126. That's probably what it was. You get a plus 126. I got it over here on ESPN bet. So, that's what it is with that situation. So I did, and I couldn't talk you off. So, Sonny Gray, um, I like the spot that he's in, of course, but he does got splits, but he's a great pitcher, right? He does have splits, so I probably just, fall back a little bit, and hopefully he hit his outs, right? You can alternate Ks, whatever the case may be. Right now on the road, his splits in at 5.14. So you see that, right? Some of his advanced numbers still look good from a strikeout standpoint on the road versus lefties and righties and things of that nature. Let's see. on the road versus lefties and righties. K percentage is still in the 30s, or whatever the case may be. So if you want to get that, be my guest, right? Um, I'm looking at the outs, and then I might double back and mix a few outs. Like on ESPN Bet, you can mix a few outs, and you can mix some outs, and you can mix a few strikeouts. So that's something that I'll be looking at on ESPN Bet. Maybe try to find me a plus 200, plus 250, or something like that. As far as the side, in this one here, I don't have a side. If I was just forced to bet this game, uh, it would be St. Louis Cardinals or nothing in this spot. Um, the San Diego Padres and Philadelphia Phillies game, we got an over under 9.5 in this spot. Vasquez is not my favorite bat here. I mean pitcher here. I don't like Vasquez. He does get hit. Favorite batters here going to be Schwarber and and I'm looking at the lefties. So Schwarber and Harper, right? Both of these guys are home run candidates. Already everything lined up pretty good there, right? And then it's June, right? So if you don't know about Schwarber in the month of June, then I don't know, right? Uh, I don't know where you've been, right? So in the last 2 3 years, Schwarber has been a menace in the month of June, and he's continuing that right now, right? You can look at some numbers here. Let's see some of his advanced numbers here. The month of June, K rate up there, average 269, a slugging, OPS, all those numbers are up 142. Um, let me see. Um, Let me check previous years. That was the month of June, right? Yeah, that was the month of June. I know anyway. I know anyway, right? So he just and we're halfway through it, right? We're halfway through it. He does get busy, right? He gets busy. He gets busy in the month of June. So just beware, right? I need to pull up some of his game logs and stuff like that, or some of his numbers in general in the month of June. Not the splits, but some of his numbers in general. He does hit. We know he hits bombs. He does hit those at a pretty high rate in this month, right? It's the weather, whatever the case may be, right? So we could always look at Schwarber there, right? So I'm looking at Schwarber, and you can look at him for his runs and RBIs. Schwarber and Harper, I would probably look at or hit parlays or something like that. If I had to take one bet to put it in a hit parlay or something like that, would probably be Schwarber. Um, Harper, because he's probably a better overall hitter. But you guys get the drift. As far as the side, I get a picture lean towards the Philadelphia Phillies at home. It's going to be Philadelphia Phillies money line parlays, run line straight. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at there. Kikuchi going up against these Red Sox, Toronto Blue Jays and the Red Sox. Um, Kikuchi's in a pretty good strikeout spot, but I just don't know if I trust him. Um, I can show you guys some numbers. If you think you trust him, then be my guest. But this Red Sox team has shown the ability to strike out. On the league, they're number one versus strikeout rate versus left hand pitching. So that's one thing there. Uh, that's on the season. You could even look. The numbers kind of get a little better here and there. So like the last 30 days, they number two in strikeout at 26.5%, 104 WRC plus. And then the last 2 weeks, looked a little better. They hit somebody. I think that was. I think that was. I think they end up getting to the Atlanta Braves pitcher. I forget his name, but he's pitching today. So, but you see a 120 WRC plus over there and 172 plate appearances. So, like I said, they did get to somebody. So, but the K rate is still up, right? Now, that's the question that, for me, saying, do they get to Kikuchi before he at least gets his case, which his case is sitting at 16 and a half? Like, I don't know if I want to get there, right? I'm just undecided. I just don't know which way to go. I know which way I can go, but I don't know which way to go. You know what I'm saying? Minus 126 for 6.5 Ks, and his outs proper sitting at 17 and a half. I really wasn't looking at this game as a whole from a game perspective. Then you got Nick Pavetta. He has really good strikeout stuff, really good strikeout stuff. And at the end of the day, Nick Pavetta, this Toronto team, they don't strike out much. So that's another. You get a plus 5.5 for a decent strikeout pitcher. That's for another story. So I didn't even really I didn't even really wasn't really even going to his strikeouts. I just didn't feel like stressing it out. Right. Then we got a big basketball game tonight, so I'll be scattering my shots. So I'm really undecided between this game as a side and as far as strikeouts and pitching outs. You guys got anything for that? You can definitely let me know. But that's probably where I'm at with that right there. The rest of these games, didn't really too much go over them. Um, Max Fried going up against these Detroit Tigers here. I'm looking at his pitching outs. I'll tell you this. I'm gonna take a. I'm gonna lean towards the over. Pitching outs at a plus 120, plus 126. As long as it's plus money right now, I'll still be looking at it. So I lean towards his pitching outs. I lean towards the over. I don't mind taking his pitching outs versus Detroit Tigers team on the road versus lefties, right? So at the end of the day, you know what? I'm gonna make that an official play. I'm gonna go ahead. That's gonna be my little iffy play today. I'm gonna go ahead and sprinkle on it, right? The 18 and a half pitching outs at home with Max Fried going up against these Detroit Tigers there. And as far as the side here, I don't have a side. If I had to take one bat from this game, it would be Matt Olson, right? Olson versus Olson, right? At least for a hit all the way up to a home run, right? At least for a hit, though. I probably would toss him in my hit parlays and leave it at that. San Francisco Giants and Chicago Cubs. We got an over under 10 and a half in the spot. Even though the total is pretty high, it's just still not sticking out to me like that. It's going to be probably a live betting situation. None of the bets really popped out to me, so it's going to be like a live bet situation for me. I would probably lean towards the under, but I'm not even going to make a play on that total. Okay. New York Mets at Texas Rangers here. We got an over under 8.5 in this spot. I don't know what the side is going to be looking like for this one here, but there was two bats on each side of the on each team that stood out to me. Top bat for me is going to be Marcus Semien. You can look at him for hits, runs, RBIs. You can look at his hits, runs, and RBIs prop, or just a hit, whatever the case may be. I like that. And Corey Seager, because why? Because he's good at baseball, so we can't just disclude. I mean, we can exclude him in any conversation. On the other side, it's going to be Brandon Nemo, and then it's going to be JD Martinez. That's two bats apiece from each side. You could probably put them in his parlays. Take two of them, put them in his parlays. My favorite bat would probably be Marcus Semien. I already compared the numbers versus lefties, so it is what it is. The pitch mix, everything pretty much checked out. So that's what I'm looking at for this Mets game. And then the Dodgers game here, we're looking at the Dodgers at Colorado Rockies. At Colorado, yeah, it's going to be. I mean, the over under is 12 here. Can they go over? Yes, they can. Are they going to go over? I don't know. Mookie, I think he broke his hand or whatever the case may be, something like that, something really bad. The lefties popped up to me, which would be Freddie Freeman and Shohei Ohtani. 95 degrees. I want to say at least 94 to 95 degrees in Coors Field, the ballpark that produces the most runs and the most home runs. This game could be interesting. However, Paxton, not a big fan of Paxton, but Kyle Control was getting his ass lit up last year. He's on the mound this year. He's different. He's different. And one time, he's only gotten his ass lit up one time at home. So things can be interesting here. Things can be interesting here. He continues to be different, right? Yeah, at least he was better than he was last year, right? So at the end of the day, it's bats or nothing for me in this situation. Numbers will be inflated. So it is what it is. Milwaukee Brewers at Los Angeles Angels. I didn't even look at this game. Maybe this will be a game that I'll probably take a look at and take a stab at, you know, after I'm seeing how my day is going. But I don't have anything. We got a bullpen. Looks like it might be a bullpen game for Milwaukee or whatever. Soriano's got some slick stuff. You know what I'm saying? Can induce some ground balls and things like that. But at the end of the day, we got over under 8.5 in this spot. I just don't know, right? I don't know. I don't know which way I want to go in this here. So somebody like Yelich, Christian Yelich, I couldn't talk off of, but he's not anybody that I'm giving out, right? So at the end of the day, a couple of the top bats, like I said, if I had to take three bats to bet on three bats, it would be Harper, Harper. Oh, you know what though? In this Cincinnati game, the lefties popped out to me for Pittsburgh. So that's Reynolds and Jackson Winsky. You can look at those two guys. So the lefties popped. I probably won't go there. Jackson Winsky is an interesting home run guy, though. He will take your ass deep, right? So he'll be a home run candidate, uh, just like the Philadelphia game. Jackson Winsky, you can look at him for a bomb. You can look at and he's the hitting with power, and Reynolds, he's more of the finesse hitter, right? He's got a bat, so you can look at him for hits, runs, and RBI stuff like that. Over here, like I said, so I'm looking at Schwarber, I'm looking at Harper, and Tatis did stand out to me. So I couldn't talk off Tatis numbers, but I won't be going there. Um, if you just had to get a bat from this game here, this Atlanta Braves game, it would be Olsen. If you had to get a bat from this Toronto Blue Jays, of course it would be Devers. Um, the four bats here, and like I said, Marcus Semien is one of my favorite bats today, uh, along with Freddie Freeman and or Shohei Ohtani, right? Because they're in this spot. So that's what I'm looking at right there. Parlay piece here, like I said, a straight here, 18 and a half pitching outs for Max Fried be plus 126. And then the parlay here, Skeens over 17 and a half outs and Sonny Gray over 17 and a half outs. Iffy. It's gonna be iffy on the road, but it's a possibility he can do that. He can get there. Okay. That being said, guys,